Hello everyone and welcome to a book haul specifically for Barnes & Noble. Today is September 10th. So my grandma, who passed away a year ago in, was it January? So we're coming up on the 2-year mark. September 13th was her birthday, so my mom and I wanted to do some special stuff today in honor of my grandma because I am working on her birthday. So where I have the day off today, we decided to do it today to kind of celebrate and honor my grandma. My grandma loved to read. She loved to do arts and crafts. We don't really have, other than like Michael's and Hobby Lobby, we don't have a lot of arts and crafts places around us. So I need to do some research and find in my area smaller arts and crafts places. There used to be one that specialized in cross stitch. In like counted cross stitch, so in cross stitch and embroidery, but mostly the cross stitch. They carried a lot of the DMC brand floss, and then a lot of cross stitch patterns. And they did framing and stuff, but that company was independently owned, and she closed her business to retire and spend the however long she's got left of her life with her family. So unfortunately that store is closed, and I want to find a little store that specializes in, one, cross stitch, because that one's gone, but two, also yarn. I want to find one that's close to me. But we decided to do Barnes & Noble because my grandma liked books, and so that's what we did. So we went to Barnes & Noble, and then we also went to Burger King for lunch. I still have a drink here because whenever we were with my grandma, it was McDonald's for breakfast, and then we would alternate between like Burger King and Sonic at some point when we're not eating sandwiches at home and stuff. But she did really like Burger King, and so she would like hoard coupons from Burger King. And try to use them even though they were expired. But so we went to Barnes & Noble and Burger King, and that was a great way to honor. And then we just talked a lot about our happy memories about my grandma. So I got some books to show you and some non-books. So let's start with the non-book items. So at the front of the store, they have stuff that's like pretty seasonal or very holiday oriented. I actually found an embroidery thing, and I don't know what it comes with, but this is what it looks like. So a black cat with pumpkins, and where I had Ophelia, it's fall, it's the pumpkins, so it's not specifically Halloween, so I could do this and put this up for winter. So I'm not going to open it yet because I'm not ready to do that yet, but it's an embroidery. It says beginner friendly. Hand embroidery 6-inch bamboo hoop kit. It comes with the 6-inch bamboo hoop, pre-printed cotton fabric, embroidery floss, embroidery needle, some felt backing. Oh, okay, so you can cover up the stuff on the back, and beginner friendly instructions. So I'm excited for that. I will do that at some point. And then the other two non-bookish items I found are 2 pens. I got this Ghosty. Isn't that cute? So I'll take the sticker off. And I got this because when I pulled this off, I love this fine, you're not gonna be able to see it very well, but the really fine tip pens I absolutely love. And this is the type of tipped pen that I like. They also had a pumpkin with a little ghosty, so I got this guy. So, and these are just gonna be black inks, I am assuming. Let me take the protection off. So let's see. Oh yeah, just black ink on both of these, I'm assuming. Yep, black ink. Yeah, and this is the fine tip pens that I absolutely love, tips. So 2 holiday pens. I'm excited for those. Okay, now on to the books. And I'm just gonna go kind of in, I guess, I don't know, no particular order, okay? Oh. Hang on, this lid popped off of this guy. Okay. All right, so the couple of times I've been to Barnes & Noble with my mom, there are these books up in the front. Not like in the front of the store, but it's like you have the door and then there's this area and then you have the other doors. So it's between the 2 doors. And then what they have there generally rotates. But these types of 2 books that I got was buy one, get one half off. They were $12 each. They're in their annex, which means they're trying to get rid of them and close them out, clearance them out. And so I got 2 of these, one for $12, one for like $5.80 is what she said the second one came to. So basically $6. And I just have had my eyes on these for a while, and so I thought, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do it. So because I have Scottish ancestry, I thought this would be really cool. I got Scottish folk and fairy tales. And then here's what the back looks like on that. And just black, nothing under the dust jacket or anything. So, I mean, it's short stories, so it's folk tales, fairy tales, all that take place or are centered around Scottish heritage. So, yeah, I am looking forward to that one. Okay, and the other one I got, I am really into Vikings right now. And they had Viking folk and fairy tales. And I have John Gwynne, the author John Gwynne, to thank for that. It was the... I'm blanking on this series, but it's Malice, Valor, Ruin, and Wrath are the 4 books. And then I've read A Time of Dread, A Time of Blood, and I have A Time of Courage, which is in the trilogy following the previous series. So thanks to John Gwynne, I'm really into Vikings. And I have found, like, Peyton Parrish does some really good Viking music. So I'm really enjoying his music. And so I'm, like, wanting Viking vibes. So I got Viking folk and fairy tales. So... and there's the back there. I'm assuming it's going to be just all black under the cover again. Yep. So I am looking forward to that one. They had other ones too, which I would like to go and get more of these. They had Ireland. I don't even remember what else. Anyway, so those are those 2. 2 other books on a separate buy one get one half off. This is actually in the store now. I grabbed kind of at the last minute these 2. Because these were on my mind while I was shopping. Those Empty Eyes by Charlie Donlea. I'll get the sticker. In fact, let me see if I can get the sticker off right now. That's the one thing. Thank you, Barnes & Noble, for making these stickers easy to remove. I don't know if the annex sticker is going to be as easy to remove or not. I'll have to work on that. Okay. Anyway. So, Those Empty Eyes, it says, Alex Armstrong has changed everything about herself. Her name, her appearance, her backstory. She's no longer the terrified teenager a rapt audience saw on television, emerging in handcuffs from the quiet suburban home the night her family was massacred. That girl, Alexandra Quinlan, nicknamed Empty Eyes by the media, was accused of the killings, fought to clear her name, and later took the stand during her highly publicized defamation lawsuit that captured the attention of the nation. It's been 10 years, and Alex hasn't stopped searching for answers about the night her family was killed, even as she continues to hide her real identity from true crime fanatics and grasping reporters still desperate to locate her. As a legal investigator, she works tirelessly to secure justice for others too. People like Matthew Claymore, who's under suspicion in the disappearance of his girlfriend, a student journalist named Laura McAllister. Laura was about to break a major story about rape and cover-ups on her college campus. Alex believes Matthew is innocent and unearths stunning revelations about the university's faculty, fraternity members, and powerful parents willing to do anything to protect their children. Most shocking of all, as Alex digs into Laura's disappearance, she realizes there are connections to the murder of her own family. For as different as the crimes may seem, they each hinge on one sinister truth. No one is quite who they seem to be. And the other one from the buy one get one half off, let me get this sticker off, is The Quiet Tenant by Clemence Michallon, I'm guessing. I could be way wrong on that. Kind of an eerie cover. I don't like the fact that this is yellow. It strains my eyes to try to read on this yellow, but I will read it to you still. Aidan Thomas, a recent widower raising his 13-year-old daughter Cecilia, is a beloved figure in his small upstate New York town, the kind of neighbor who always lends a hand and has a good word for anyone. Aidan also has a dark secret. He's a kidnapper and a serial killer. He's murdered 8 women, and there's a ninth marked for death, Rachel, imprisoned for 5 years in a backyard shed. When he and Cecilia have to move, Aiden has no choice but to bring Rachel along, introducing her to Cecilia as a family friend who needs a place to stay. Aiden is betting that Rachel will be too brainwashed and fearful to attempt an escape. But Rachel is a fighter, and she sees in Cecilia a lifeline she's waited for all these years, and in Emily, the local restaurant owner newly interested in Aiden, either an ally or his next victim. Both are or his next victim. Both the searing thriller and an astute study of trauma, survival, and the dynamics of power, The Quiet Tenant is an electrifying debut thriller by a major talent. So, debut thriller. Okay. All right. Next up, while I was perusing, this was in just like the fiction section. Wicked by Gregory Maguire, Volume 1 in the Wicked Years. I saw the other ones. There were like 3 or 4. And it's like Volume 2, the final volume in the Wicked Years. And then this cover makes me think of Wizard of Oz. And I only read the first like 2 sentences. And it's like, yeah, this is a Wizard of Oz retelling. In this fast-paced, fantastically real, and supremely entertaining novel, Maguire has populated the largely unknown world of Oz with the power of his own imagination. Years before Dorothy and her dog crash land, another little girl makes her presence known in Oz. This girl, Elphaba, is born with emerald green skin, no easy burden in a land as mean and poor as Oz, where superstition and magic are not strong enough to explain or overcome the natural disasters of flood and famine. Still, Elphaba is smart, and by the time she enters Shiz University, she becomes a member of a charmed circle of Oz's most promising young citizens. So this sounds like it's a villain origin story. But Elphaba's Oz is no utopia. The wizard's secret police are everywhere, and animals, those creatures with voices, souls, and minds, are threatened with exile. Young Elphaba, green and wild and misunderstood, is determined to protect the animals, even if it means combating the mysterious wizard, even if it means risking her single chance at romance. Even wiser in guilt and sorrow, she can find herself grateful when the world declares her a witch, and she can even make herself glad for that young girl from Kansas. And then let's do these two next. These two were on a table kind of in the center of the store in romance. Actually, the sequel to this book that I'm going to show you first was there, and then I looked it up and saw I've got to get the first one first. I did not get the second one, only the first one to make sure I like it. And this is the first book in the Ravenwood series by Kate Stewart, and that is Flock. Can you keep a secret? The one thing Cecilia Horner knows about her move to Triple Falls is it'll be temporary. After 1 year working for her elusive father at his factory, he'll hand over the inheritance she needs to help her single mother. With that, Cecilia will leave the town, and everyone in it, behind forever. On her first day, she collides with her new supervisor, Sean. Enigmatic, charming, irresistible, Sean lures Cecilia into a new world of sex, lies, and alliances. Determined to make the most of her time in Triple Falls, Cecilia allows herself to blindly fall. But the more Cecilia is drawn in, the stronger her belief becomes that Sean is keeping a secret. A secret that Dominic, Sean's best friend, and the darkest, most dangerous member of his crew is determined to keep Cecilia from uncovering. Cecilia discovers something else, a maelstrom of untapped desire within herself along with a powerful pull of first love. The more Cecilia becomes immersed in Sean and Dominic's perilous world, the more she stands to realize that the men she's trusted are hiding far more than she could have ever imagined. And the secret they're hiding just might be the thing to break her fall. So, Flock. And the second one definitely was on the romance table. And this is by Rebecca Zanetti, and it's One Cursed Rose. Love the cover on this. They christened me Alana, and I think this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. And while my name means beauty, that's why, beneath that surface is a depth I allow very few to see. I'm sole heir to Aquarius Social, a media giant about to succumb to an unseen enemy. My father's solution is to marry me off to the son of a competing family. My reaction? Not a chance. Now I have just a week before the wedding to change my fate. Who knew the unforeseen twist would be an assassination attempt on me and an unwanted rescue by Thorn Bethich, I don't know, the head of the rival social media empire driving Aquarius under. The richest, most ruthless of them all. The Beast, definitely Beauty and the Beast retelling. The Beast protects his realm with an iron rule. No one sees his face. When he shows himself to me, I know he'll never let me go. Thorn may think he can lock me in his enchanted castle forever, but I'm not the docile beauty he expects. If the Beast wants to tie me up, I'm going to take pleasure from every minute of it, and we'll just see who ends up shackled. This next book, 2 books, was a complete cover pull. Let's start with this one, and I only have 3 more to show you. This is The Games Gods Play by Abigail Owen. She'll fight for her life for the god of death. Look at that. Isn't that stunning? And then, just wait. So nothing under the dust jacket, but the end pages, look how beautiful those are. Same on the front. Nothing on the back cover, but then you have that. Isn't that pretty? Okay. The gods love to play with us mere mortals, and every 100 years we let them. I have never been favored by the gods, far from it, thanks to Zeus. Living as a cursed office clerk for the Order of Thieves, I just keep my head down and hope the capricious beings who rule from Olympus won't notice me. Not an easy feat, given San Francisco is Zeus's patron city, but I make do. I survive until the night I tangle with a different god. The worst god, Hades. For the first time ever, the ruthless, mercurial king of the underworld has entered the crucible, the deadly contest the gods hold to determine a new ruler to sit on the throne of Olympus. But instead of fighting their own battles, the gods name mortals to compete in their stead. So why in the underworld did Hades choose me, a sarcastic nobody with a curse on her shoulders, as his champion? And why does my heart trip every time he says I'm his? I don't know if I'm a pawn, bait, or something else entirely to this dangerously tempting god. How can I, when he has more secrets than stars in the sky? Because Hades is playing by his own rules, and death will win at any cost. That sounds really good. Okay. The next complete cover, this was on their mystery thriller / horror table. And this cover is so interesting, and it's creepy. And it's like, okay, I'm immediately pulled in. I don't even know what this is about, but it's The Deading by Nicholas Belardes. I'm not quite sure. But, and then it's just kind of a mauve there, nothing on the back. The one downside is the deckled freaking edges. I hate deckled edges. Here's the end pages. And then it's pretty much the same except red instead of pink on the back. Okay, this one says, so let's find out what this is about, because I just put it in my basket because of the cover. So I don't even know what this is about. Unnatural horrors and a town in peril. Stephen King's Under the Dome meets The Last of Us in this harrowing climate fiction novel. Okay, climate fiction. When a hidden evil emerges from the depths of the ocean, the tight-knit town of Baywood is caught in a climate disaster of mysterious origins. An unusual wave of sea snails enter the estuary and transform wildlife, seascapes, and finally, people. Once infected, residents start deading, collapsing and dying only to resurrect, changed in ways both physical and fundamental. After the government isolates Baywood, paranoia and surveillance run rampant. A newly formed cult called the Risers starts targeting those who are not deading. The introverted bird-loving Blas, his jaded older brother Chango and widow Kumi, and her cautious neighbor Ingram. The survivors of Baywood eventually must choose to escape, to investigate the deading's origins, or to become subsumed by this terrifying new normal. Yeah, it actually sounds, it sounds really good. I just don't like the deckled edges. It gives me the willies. This next one, my mom pointed it out because she knows I like, I just looked under the cover. She knows I liked one of this author's books. The author is TJ Klune. Got yellow sprayed edges. There's that. No end page art. And let me put the dust jacket back on. I thought, now this is the thing, I thought the book that I read by TJ Klune that I absolutely loved was a standalone. Turns out it's a series. Now I don't know if it's going to be just a duology, but the second book, Somewhere Beyond the Sea, this is the sequel to The House in the Cerulean Sea. And it has a phoenix on the cover! Ah! I'm really excited. I just fogged my glasses up. One of the reading prompts for Master of the Elements for the Magical Readathon, created and hosted by G, is to read a book with the phoenix on the cover. This looks like a phoenix to me, or phoenix in the title, so instead of Crown of Feathers, I may go with this one. I'm excited. Okay, I'm already like way excited. Let's see. Arthur Parnassus lives a good life, built on the ashes of a bad one. He's the headmaster of a strange orphanage on a distant and peculiar island, and he hopes to soon be the adoptive father to the 6 magical and so-called dangerous children who live there. Arthur works hard and loves with his whole heart, so none of the children ever feel the neglect and pain that he once felt as an orphan on that very same island so long ago. And he is not alone. Joining him is the love of his life, Linus Baker, a former caseworker in the department in charge of magical youth. Zoe Chapelwhite, the island sprite, and her girlfriend, Mayor Helen Webb. Together, they will do anything to protect the children. But when Arthur is summoned to make a public statement about his dark past, he finds himself at the helm of a fight for the future that his family and all magical people deserve. And when a new magical child hopes to join them on their island home, one who finds power in calling himself Monster, a name Arthur worked so hard to protect his children from, Arthur knows they're at a breaking point. Their family will either grow stronger than ever or fall apart. I am so excited for this one. So the first one, The House in the Cerulean Sea, was told from Linus's perspective, so it sounds like we're going to get all of this from Arthur's perspective. Maybe from the events of the following, well, yeah, because Linus is there, so following the first book. And I am so excited. As soon as my mom saw this, she knew I would like the cover, and she knew I liked the one book that I've read by this author. So she showed me, and I was like, I'm getting it. She said, put a book back. Get rid of a book from your basket. I'm like, nope, not doing it. This is a bonus buy. So anyway, those are all the books that I got. Let me know, have you read any of these books or books from any of these authors? Out of this stack of books, is there one that sounds more intriguing to you? Definitely let me know. Talk to me in the comment section below. And until next time, stay true to yourself and enjoy a good book. And I will talk to you later.